Hey, what's up? My name is Mikey Shattuck, and I do AI installing. And what I'm going to show you in this video is exactly how you can create and install your own AI employee for no matter what it is you're trying to do, no matter what your business is, no matter what's going on. Okay. This is, no one sells any information anymore. So this is how exactly I do it so that you could do it too. That's how the world works now. If you want help, then you can hire me and work with me in my one-on-one coaching program. And these are the two main things that I want you to focus on. This is the first step in your path. Okay. First of all, it's just understanding that there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of things, and none of that really matters. What matters is your ability to quickly use something to make something. Okay. I'm going to keep it really simple because that's all that needs to happen. So, what we're looking at here is called Hostinger, which is a place that you can basically rent a computer in the cloud. This is the first place that you want to go to. And what we're looking at renting is something called a VPS, a virtual private server. What these are 100% computers in the cloud. So you need to get one of these. This is the basis. You have a computer, everybody does, and this will allow you then to create everything, all of your automations, all of your employees, all of your workflows, no matter what you're doing, every single business, enterprise level, it doesn't matter who you are. You need one of these. Okay. So you can find a million different ways to get a VPS, a virtual private server. I'm recommending Hostinger. Just because it's the most common one. I can give you a link. You can get some discounts and stuff like that. Just comment and I will send that to you. The next thing is Google Anti-Gravity. Okay, this is free from Google that you can download. It's like this. Okay, you come over here, you just download it onto your computer. What it looks like is this. So you come in here and you get a new chat window. It has Google AI built in. It has multi-level planning, so it's multimodal. This is the number one best way to build anything without having to know anything. It's amazing. And so you come in here and you can just chat. You can see all these different chats I have. You can say, build me a website. You can say whatever that you are trying to do. And I'm going to walk you through in this video building an AI employee. And what that will allow you to do, this here is you will connect into your VPS here. And when you connect into your VPS, you can then tell this Google Anti-Gravity to build anything for you that you want. Okay. So first of all, again, the steps are get a VPS. If you want to build a AI employee that will run and do everything for you, this is the baseline. So you just go and buy one of these, go to Hostinger, get the cheapest one. It doesn't really matter because everything can be changed later. Then you want to download Google Anti-Gravity. That's going to be your first major step. Okay, so you're getting your Hostinger VPS. When you get one, again, you can choose any, it doesn't matter. You can change everything later. Just get the base level one, get the cheapest one. The things that matter here are this number here, which is called an IP address. You're going to need that number. So if you come back to Hostinger, once you got it, this is basically what you're going to do. You're going to grab this information here, which is root access, which you're going to then give to Google Anti-Gravity. So root access, SSH, right? This is a way to get in here, and then you're going to get your password here, and then you're going to give it to Google Anti-Gravity here. This is step one. So let me do this now. Ding, ding, ding. And then I'll just change my password after this. So it doesn't matter. And then password. Okay. And then you're just going to do that. And then it's going to connect into your VPS. Okay. And that's the first goal, is getting AI. This is what we're doing using Google Anti-Gravity here, right? So you just go to antigravity.google.com, and then you're going to get AI to actually connect in. It's going to take a minute. It's going to go boom, ding, 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 and then it will connect in, and it will say, now I'm connected to your VPS. Okay, so now the next thing in what we want to do is you need a website. So like I got this website, right? You need a website, you need a email system. So usually I just recommend like SendGrid or something like that. Okay. And then you can also use this same, it was Twilio.com. Twilio and SendGrid are on the same platform. You can use the same one, email and for text message and for voice. Okay. So really, this is where it gets a little bit complicated and convoluted, just because the way to have AI employee, the first one is a phone call. So, like, if someone calls your business, you want AI to answer. And this is the baseline way. There's one other company you can use, but Twilio is the most popular. And you come in here and you want to actually add, port, or host your phone number. Let me just move myself, see, over here. So then you want to actually port in a local number, which is basically bring your local USA number in to Twilio. And this is the real base step that only the owner can do. There's no other way to do it. So then you want to if you have a phone number you want to use. The other way is you just get a new phone number, and then you can just get a new phone number here, and then you just have your other number forward to this number. So you don't have to actually use. But if you have a phone number you want to keep, that's the only way to do it, is by porting it in to a service like this. And this is the main one. There isn't any other service to do it. And then, or you can just buy a new number and then have that number forwarded. Once you do that, okay, then all you have to do inside of Twilio is go and find the area that has the API. So we're gonna go to the admin here, and what we're looking for is, I actually don't know where this is. In the settings, maybe. Ching, 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 ching. Twilio. Let me just do one of these here. There's my account ID, which does matter. You need all these types of things. Well, we'll find the API. API key, where are you? There we go. Okay, so then here we go. So this is where you can actually get an API key, which will then give you access to whatever you need. So again, you come in here, the name doesn't matter, whatever. Yeah, so then you can click on everything that you want it to do. So we want it to actually just control everything. That's the whole goal. So you want to just click on call recordings list. Sure. So this is for voice, this is for everything. So you click all these on, give it whatever it needs. There's a lot of stuff that's possible. And then this right here is your API key. So then you can just grab all this information, and then you can pop it into here, and you just paste it into there, and then AI has it. Really what I do is just grab all the credentials, put them into AI, and then go into AI and then start building. So these are the first credentials you need, which is to get access to Twilio. So then, because AI can just go in here, like you don't have to try to figure out these platforms, try to figure this out, but you still need these platforms for an AI employee to work. So you come in here, and then now AI, okay, I see you provided Twilio restricted API key. Where would you like me to add these credentials? Should I place them? Yes, save them local, and we will use later. Okay, so you got that, and then you also need a SendGrid email. Okay, so you need to go over to sendgrid.com, and then you're going to get an API for SendGrid as well, and then we're just going to give that to Google Anti-Gravity here. Just create a new one, full access. Names don't really matter, but they could. Done, and then give that to that. I wonder if we can figure it out just by the API, but I bet you we can't. So that's for SendGrid. So then you got email, right, which is sendgrid.com. and then you go get the API key. And then you have text and voice. Now with Twilio, once you get all that, you can't immediately start doing anything. You have to come in here. If you have a number or you port a number in, you have to go through the process of actually getting it approved to do text messaging. So like this here, APT is for text messaging. You can't actually text message on a number. You could immediately start calling and things on the number, but you have to go through this approval process, which they have over here somewhere, to be able to walk through and blah, blah, blah. This is the most annoying part about an AI employee, is to be able to have a phone number and text message immediately start working that is your number, that actually matters. You have to go through these processes to get approved, which is fine, but it's all just kind of the spam thing. So that could take a couple days, could take a couple weeks. It just kind of depends on where you're at. But every business needs to do it, so there's no way around that. But that's your AI employee for text messaging. That's your AI employee for, or your access for voice, and then your access for email. So the other thing would be like a calendar, which I would say you could use cal.com, which does have a free open source option. Let me see if I can show you mine. Yeah, so this is on my own website. This is cal.com. So basically it's a self-hosted open source calendar, and you can get it installed. And again, I'll show you how to do that very easily. But cal.com, you can go and get it installed onto your server, self-hosted, and then you don't have to pay anything for calendar software. You're not paying for Calendly or any of these other things. And then, or obviously, if you have Google Calendar or something like that, you can use that too. It's just a little bit more complicated to get access to Google Calendar. So that's why I say cal.com, you can just say, hey, go and install this. So let me find the GitHub link. So cal.com, GitHub. GitHub is a repository of information that of code, of apps, of a ton of crazy stuff. So basically, you can grab any GitHub link here, and then you can go over and say, install this for my AI employee build. And then it's going to install that in the background. And so it has enough credentials to be able to kind of start working. And then what else do we need? We need a website, which we can do very easily. So let's say, well, I'm just going to assume you already have a website and you already have something. What you have is leads. So then we're going to go to your traffic sources, which is Google Ads. And then I would say Google Ads, Meta Ads, so Ads Manager. And then we could do some organic traffic, which would be Instagram. And these are the things you need to be able to actually have a full AI employee that actually, well, if brings you traffic, gets you leads, follows up with the leads, books a call with the leads, right? That's what we're doing. We're collecting all of the credentials for it to be able to do that. So these are the other places. So traffic sources, Google Ads is a little bit more complicated to get AI to actually 100% run, because you need to get approval for being able to get AI to go into your Google Ads and create and fully manage. Meta Ads, you can 100% get AI to come in here and start creating ads and running ads and testing ads for you immediately. And then the real way to do it is organic traffic from posting reels on Instagram and getting AI to post reels for you, or you just obviously posting reels and then having AI do the follow-up. So that would be the other thing, is something like ManyChat, which would be 100% part of your AI employee, because if anybody talks to you on social media or anything like that, then you need to be able to have automatic responses and all that type of stuff. So you can get, again, you can do the same thing, which is get an API key. An API is a data feed. That's why we're just giving it access to that. You can get an API key. You can give it that and say ManyChat API key, and then it will be able to use that as well to then create all the things needed for your AI employee. Uh, of course, the whole point of this is for you to get the credentials, give it to AI, and then start working with AI for it to come together and work. So now you can just literally come over here and say, now you have all the credentials needed. Build me an AI employee. This is my business. And then I would, put in whatever it is that your business is, whatever it is that you do. So I'll just say, this is my business, an AI automation agency. We'll just do that. And then it's going to go in here and actually start building all of this on the VPS. So the process really, as you can see, it's taken, 15 minutes or so to get all the necessary credentials and things to start building the baseline bones for it all to work. And then if you have more specifics like a CRM or something specifically that you're using in your system, then you just tell it that. And then again, you're trying to give it as much access to go and do everything for you. So you say as little as possible in as, like in very misspelled ways. And then from there, you'll be able to have it build it all. And that's what's happening now is it's actually going through and just building out everything that I just asked it to do. And that's the beauty of really what this does is it goes and creates a whole plan. Here we go, implementation plan. Goes and creates a whole plan for what it needs to happen. And this is the biggest difference in why AI works so well now, why AI works amazingly today and will continue, because it's really about having an AI that thinks and is a bit more strategic. That it's not just a one-on-one conversation. That's the evolution that's happened over the last 6 months. Is AI has gone from a one-on-one chat into I'm going to create a whole plan and then go and execute the plan, and then you just have to give it the credentials and then the direction for what the plan should be doing, how it should be doing it, and what is the focus, what is the goal, right? And then having a layer in the middle. So this is basically a middleman. So watching an AI employee, like this is all custom code. This is all from scratch. It's all proprietary. You're just using third parties like Twilio and those things I talked about to be able to connect into the real world. If you've heard anything about OpenClaw or any of this other stuff, you can use them. You don't really, honestly, you just don't need to. You could come in here and get all of that built. Those platforms and things on top of that, honestly, like can just make things a lot more complicated and unnecessary when you're really just creating automations at the end of the day using scripts, all this type of stuff. Okay, so now you can see what it's doing is it's going and creating everything that is needed, installing it onto the VPS. So right now it's actually installing N8N, which is an automation software that it will use to create workflows and stuff like that. But you don't have to know how any of it works. You don't have to use any of it. You never even have to look at it. All you're doing is this here, which is Google Anti-Gravity, and coming in here and just telling it to do that. Now, again, this is all going on to your VPS here, your VPS. So no matter what your business is, no matter what your goals are, no matter what you're trying to do, you're having a VPS, and then you're having it come over here and build all of this stuff out, okay? So this is like a generic AI employee that is based off of, it will be able to do follow-up. So this is what is inbound capture. So it has an orchestration layer, which is N8N. But again, you don't have to use N8N if you know anything about it. It's just using it as a backend to have more, rather than just having loose scripts running around. There's many other structures, there's many other ways to do it. But as you can see, just coming in here and busting it out in 20 minutes, it does a pretty good job for getting things together. And then you just got to let it run, and then you're just going to have it fix itself and just say, okay, test it. Okay, does it work? Is it working? These types of things. So then it's going to do inbound capture, is what it's saying. So using ManyChat for all of your social media, which needs to happen. It's going to set all that up. It's going to set up outbound follow-up using your Twilio and SendGrid once that's set up, and then scheduling for that. So then you just have to give it then the personality and the focus for what it's supposed to be doing. Okay, so now both are those are being installed. Both are quite large. There's faster ways of doing this, of course, but I'm just showing you from scratch. This is open source, self-hosted on your own server. You're not spending a ton of money on third-party software doing this. This is all in. So really, when it comes to spending money, you're going to be spending the most money on an LLM, so using OpenAI or using one of those things. Okay, so now it's freezing up because it takes a lot of resources when it's trying to do stuff. But that is the bare bones of really what the AI employee system is. Okay, so it's kind of gone through this a bit here. So now we'll say do a full audit and fix. And then that's kind of the main thing that I highly recommend you just do. So if you just follow this video and process like I just showed you, and then you come in here and you just keep saying do a full audit and fix, it will keep the context of this chat and then constantly just keep going through it and figuring out what's wrong and then going back and forth. There's many other ways that you could probably do this a little bit better, but this is very simple and very clean and very easy to do. Anyone could start building this. So as long as you have an end goal in mind, you have leads that need follow-up, that you need book calls with, you just got to get this all sorted out so it's all connected. And then you just keep having it do a full audit and fix, and then it will continue to do that. So while that's running, just like this is an example website that I made. We're using this. There's a million different really cool options that you can do to build things. Then you can also create full landing pages that have multi checkouts on them. I mean, it's really wide open to being able to make anything and do anything for whatever it is that you want to do. But let me see if there's another one. This is cool. Yeah, this one. Oh, what's up? Come back. Baby, come back. So building out full landing pages that have amazing information on them that are, I mean, you can build out anything. This is all done by AI. I told AI what to do, how to do it. It built out all of these pages. So this is really the main basis of what an AI employee is and does, is these real systems. So this is 11 systems, which probably could, maybe some of them could be a little bit less, but honestly, at a bare bones, this is really what the future is we're making, this is it. We're done. Okay. So you have a master orchestrator, and then this here that you see is actually, this is N8N. So gosh, how did that happen? Oh my gizzards. Sorry about that. I just clicked on it and now I don't know how to get out. There we go. Hello. So this is N8N, actually a live embed of N8N workflows here. And you can come, I'll send you a link if you want, but you got a master orchestrator, which is going to kind of control all of these sub work systems. And this is the best visualization. You don't have to use N8N, but this is how all AI agent systems work at the bare bones. So you have a lead that comes in from somewhere and you want to do something with that lead. You need to clean them, normalize them, validate all of the information from them, all that type of stuff. So this particular case, this is a company that gets leads from people that go to their website and they're interested in buying or selling. And then you need a qualification for that system. And that's then where really AI comes in, because these are workflows. They're not AI. AI is not doing this, right? That's the biggest difference in everything is AI doesn't do everything for you. It's not running everything. It's really just creating workflows quickly and then managing them. And then you're using AI on this level, which is you have a lead and you want to change the way the data is, or even do a little bit more enriching, or find more enrich information, like things like that. That's then where you're really using AI. Then it's going to come into some sort of CRM that is constantly managed by AI, meaning it's using AI to find duplicates, tag people correctly, just kind of have a little bit of a smarter brain. And then the instant response follow up, so that they get an email back, they get an SMS back that immediately will send. When a lead comes in, these are the individual systems that really every business needs, and it's how the back end of any AI employee really works. Then it comes into a longer sequence. So you got your immediate instant response. That's your speed to lead. Everybody needs that. Then you have your immediate follow up. And then it goes into other things that they have particular for this. So they have different listings that they need audited, that for sure AI will come in here and be able to rewrite or help listings be rewritten. But it's all segmented and very step by step. So that's kind of the main point about this, is like you don't want just code running around and going crazy. And that's kind of the difference here. So you have code running in the background that's being built for you. So I've done a full audit, as it says here, the database credentials, they're missing some things that it needs. And then it goes and it just keeps telling you. So you can read this, or you can say you do it all. Do it all for me now, right? You could just keep saying things like that. It's fine. It will figure it out. But again, your end goal for what you're trying to do is all that really matters, because you got to know what you need. So these guys, this particular workflow situation, they needed all of these exact systems that work together. So stale reactivation needs, but really every business needs this too. Like if you have a bunch of leads, you need to reactivate them. They constantly need to be reactivated, which is new emails, new things that are being sent to them to try to continue to re-incentivize them to click a link or contact you, whatever. And then more high level stuff like reporting, and then obviously error logging system, so that you can basically, at the end of all of this, there's like a self-auditing system that exists that will go through and create and analyze everything that you're possibly doing in your VPS. Like you can have it running on your actual VPS here, or just really looking at every single log of anything that's going on and registering that. And then you can actually have it fix itself and kind of go from there. Most of this can be done in a 90-day period if you really wanted to get crazy with it. And usually that starts from coming in here and doing what we started in the beginning, which is just getting AI connected into a private server like Hostinger or anybody, or even if you have a computer that you have personally, you want to use a server, whatever, getting that connected in, and then starting to have AI compile and collect, and just as simply as this, go into the server and use everything that you're using, or whatever systems that you already have, or whatever credentials, like as far as your email, your follow-up systems, whatever. Okay. For if you really actually have leads coming in, that is the main basis. And then after you get everything connected into there and start building out, you can within a day you can have that done. It's really not that complicated to get going. It's just kind of, most people are very unorganized and they don't have a system already. So that's usually where the complication comes in. And then as you can see here, you do need a little bit with Google Anti-Gravity. You kind of have to keep coaxing it. I don't know if you've seen it. I keep going back and forth because it will just sometimes error out and just say, I can't work. One note here with this is in the settings here, I have it set to always proceeds. And basically what that does is it tells it to continue just to keep going and going and going. The reason why that is good or bad is really just because then you don't have to have, I don't know. I don't know all the answers. I know this does know all the answers. So that's the main reason why I'll just say, hey, just figure it out for me. Keep proceeding and figuring it out because, like, I don't want to think about this. I don't know. I'm not really sure, bro. And then that's you just keep on trucking on. So then you can do a lot with this by coming in here. I'm just trying to see, like, these are a couple different things. You can just keep telling it based off of whatever your goals are. This is a giveaway. What did I do? Oh yeah, so this was it can make images for you. This was real. Um, these were real images from an Airbnb listing that I put in here, and then I told it to make really cool slides that are awesome based off these images that then you can have automatically. I'll make another video about this. So you can give it a listing, it'll go in here, it'll find all the slides, and then it'll find all the images, and then it will actually go and create stuff for you that then can be automatically posted to Instagram. And we'll do a whole nother thing about that because that's kind of the most important thing is most people just need to be posting on Instagram a lot more and a lot more frequently. That's just the game. So this is going to keep going through it. That is the basics of a self-hosted open source AI employee on a Hostinger VPS using Google Anti-Gravity to build it all, right? If you type that in, then it will basically just tell you everything I just told you and walk you through all of it. And I can send you all of this if you would like, which will tell you how to do all this. So what this will talk about, which I didn't really mention, is if you really want to go true self-hosted open source, then you're using Ollama. But in order to do this, you really got to you have to Hostinger is not going to be enough. You need a GPU. So let me just type in GPU. And that's the problem is Hostinger isn't going to be the best for it because they can run it, but like this is not going to cut the mustard here. You need a high powered graphics processor, and Hostinger really isn't going to. See, it will allow you to run them, but it is so slow to run it on Hostinger. So yeah, they try to, so basically Ollama is open source ChatGPT. And if you have a GPU, it will go a billion times. It'll be like chatting with, like I just did right here. It will be like that. But if you don't, then it's extremely slow to run on a VPS. So then you could use the cloud version. So like, for example, OpenRouter is a cloud version that you can just get an API key for and then be able to use any of the models because it hosts it all on their own servers. And that's kind of like the most important thing. And we'll get into different agents and all these different things that you can do with all of this in many other videos. But for now, that is the main basics of how to build an AI employee yourself using the best tools for free. If you just kept on following this process that I'm talking about, then you will easily figure all this out. And the main basis is, again, using Hostinger VPS to then build it. And that's where all of your automations live. That's where everything you're doing lives. And then using Google Anti-Gravity to connect, to build it, to do it. And it's just as simple as I showed you. If you go through this, you can then become an AI superstar. If you need help, I have a coaching program that one-on-one coaching. I help you build all this out and build your own AI employees and do everything that you possibly can imagine, no matter what your level of business is. AI is replacing employees. So if you're looking to hire, I highly recommend do not hire. Create this, join my program, and I'll make sure that you can create 10,000 employees if you want to. It's completely up to you. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.